process influenza orders the same way that we do for all of our other VFC ordered vaccines. So our goal was to go paperless. We were able to do that for our VFC vaccines, all of our other VFC vaccines. Again, we want to bring a flu vaccine into that same process. So we're hoping for easier, more efficient VFC influenza order placement, tracking, and monitoring for both VFC providers and our VFC program staff here in our office. So this is that pre-booking form that we've been using for years and years and years. We want to eliminate that and just go through the registry now. So today's training session is going to be divided into two parts. I'm going to talk about some programmatic things, so requirements for VFC vaccine orders, and then a technical section where I'm going to show you how to use the registry to record and submit your VFC influenza vaccine pre-book request. Okay, so for all VFC orders, we have some required elements. So we need you to have a current VFC and HIR enrollment status. So this happens annually. Usually the packets go out in November or so asking you to enroll for the following year. We also ask that you complete your annual VFC educational requirements. So they consist of either completion of your VFC compliance site visit within the last year or completion of both of the CDC You Call the Shots training modules. So this would be for your primary and backup vaccine ordering staff. So there's two modules, one specific to the VFC program and another that's on vaccine storage and handling. We also check to see that you're reporting administration information to us, either via the hard copy vaccine administration visit record or electronic data submission to the registry. So we're checking to make sure you have data sent in within the last 6 months. Okay, and for VFC influenza vaccines, I think most people are aware that they differ from all other VFC supplied vaccines in that initial supplies are often limited. So CDC releases influenza vaccine to us here in waves. So as vaccine becomes available to CDC, they'll release it to the state. So we get allotments of vaccine. If initial CDC allotments aren't sufficient to fill our provider pre-book requests in their entirety, we will send out partial orders just to make sure that vaccine is evenly distributed to our providers. And it may require several vaccine shipments for us to fulfill your entire VFC influenza pre-book request. Okay, for determining your pre-book order amounts, we ask that you place orders or place your request for the full amount of VFC inactivated influenza vaccines that you require for the entire influenza season. So please don't order piecemeal or, for our regular vaccines, we ask that you order maybe a 2-month supply. For influenza vaccine, we want you to request the full amount that you'll need for the whole season. So we do have two different formulations or presentations, of the inactivated quadrivalent flu vaccines. We have the 0.25 ml prefilled syringes for children 6 to 35 months of age, and we do also carry the 5 ml multi-dose vials for children 6 months to 18 years of age. So from that multi-dose vial, you can draw the 0.25 ml dose and the 0.5 ml dose needed for kids 36 months of age and older. Okay, so now I'll walk you through accessing the flu pre-book functionality in the registry. So in the left-hand side of the HIR screen, you'll see this inventory block, and flu pre-book can be accessed through this Manage Flu Pre-book menu option. So you click on that. After you click on that, you'll be taken to this Manage Flu Pre-booking Request screen. So we want you to verify your delivery and contact information. We want to make sure that we're sending vaccine to the right place and on the right days and times. So for delivery days and times, you can edit this information directly in the registry by clicking this Edit Delivery Days and Hours button. If you have any changes that you need made to this section, so your contact information, you would need to contact us at the VFC program. So our information is here. Oahu providers can call us at 586-8300. Neighbor Islands, please give us a call toll-free at 1-800-933-4832. Okay, and from this screen, to create your VFC flu pre-book request, you would click on the Create Flu Pre-book Request button. So once you click on that button, you'll be taken to the Create Pre-booking Request screen. So on this screen, you'll see the two different presentations listed. And again, we want you to enter the number of doses that you need, not vials, doses, for the entire influenza season. And please be mindful of the different presentations. So we have the multi-dose vial and we have the 0.25 ml syringes. After you've entered your dose information, so this person's ordering 300 doses of the multi-dose vial presentation, 100 doses of the 0.25 ml syringes, all you need to do then is click on this Submit Request button. After you click on that button, you'll see a pop-up, and if you're ready to submit, click OK. If you'd like to cancel it or go back to the previous screen, click Cancel. Okay, so once you've submitted your request to the VFC program, you're going to see this Manage Flu Pre-booking Request screen again, and your order will display in pending status. So while in pending status, your pre-book request dose amounts will remain editable. So to see your pre-book request, your editable pre-book request, you would click on this blue pending hyperlink. So after clicking on that, you'll be taken to the Modify Pre-booking Request screen. So you'll be able to change the number of doses if you need to, and if you update your request, make sure you click on this Update Request button to make sure that the VFC program sees that it's been updated. If you need to cancel or delete your pre-book request, say this is a duplicate request that was submitted, you would click on the Cancel Request button. If no changes are needed, you can click on this Cancel button here to return to the previous screen. So this Cancel is sort of like the back button. This Cancel Request button will delete your pre-book request. Okay, so what happens next is the VFC program will review your request and indicate the total number of doses that have been approved for your office for the influenza season. So your status, you can see it here, the request status, it has been updated to approved, and you'll actually see that status hyperlink that was pending changed to approved, and it'll be blue and hyperlinked, just like pending was. So when you click on that approved status hyperlink, you'll see that the amount essentially that the VFC program approved for you. So this office pre-booked 300 doses and was approved for 300 doses. Okay, so now you'd probably want to know, how do I see when vaccine is being shipped to me? So again, you may receive only partial fulfillments of your original request because we'll release vaccine to you as CDC allots it to us. So to check the amounts that you'll receive, you can click on your pre-book request. The request status will update to fulfilled. That means vaccine is being shipped to you. So that status indicator will update to fulfilled. You'll click on the blue status hyperlink and you'll see this screen. And you can see here the ordered amount. So this ordered amount is how much we'll be able to supply to you at that time. So this provider pre-booked 1,200 doses, was approved for 1,200 doses, but will be receiving just 1,000 as probably vaccine amounts weren't sufficient to fill everyone's orders. So this ordered amount will increase as vaccine is shipped to you. So it'll represent the running total of vaccines shipped to you for your open pre-book request. Okay. After you've received a vaccine shipment, the process is the same for your regular VFC vaccine shipments. We want you to accept the transfers to load that information into your HIR inventory. So you can accept transfers either by clicking on the Manage Transfers link on the left-hand menu bar under the Inventory section, or via the new dashboard links that we have. Many of you, this is a new enhancement that we were able to introduce recently as well. So from the provider dashboard, you can accept order transfers as well. Okay, so after you accept your transfers into your inventory, the received field in your Influenza Prebook request will populate. So again, provider Prebook 1,200 doses was approved for 1,200 doses. 1,000 doses were ordered for the provider, and 1,000 doses were received into inventory. We also have another report called the Fulfillment Report that providers are able to access for Flu Prebook. So this is accessed via the Manage Flu Prebooking Request screen, and it provides a summary of your influenza vaccine activity. So this report will display the number of doses that you requested, were approved, were ordered, were received, and will also display the number of doses administered, returned, and wasted. So this would provide a summary for the entire season for you. So we're hoping that providers will be able to use this to do year-to-year comparisons so that you'll know, okay, maybe planning for your next Influenza Prebook next year, you can see how many doses you folks actually used, how many were returned, and kind of use that to gauge how many doses you'll need to order for the next season. Okay, and a note on additional orders. We know sometimes providers pre-book a certain amount, they use all of it, and they need to request more vaccine later. So the VFC program will be managing all of our influenza vaccine orders through the Manage Flu Prebook functionality. So you won't see it on the regular Manage Orders screen for all of the other vaccines that you order from the VFC program. If you receive your entire pre-booked amount and find that you need to place an additional order for flu vaccine, again, please just place another pre-book order and we'll fill it that way. That way, too, if we're not able to send you the full amount that you requested for that second order, we can fill it partially as we did with the first order. And a note on timing for Flu Prebook. So this is the first time we're going to be using the registry for VSC Influenza Prebook. So we want to evaluate this, see how it goes. If it turns out that it's working well for providers and for us, we may elect to shift the prebook period to occur earlier in the year. So maybe winter, spring, rather than summer, to better inform the state program and help us with our own vaccine purchasing projections. So we'll take some questions now related to the content that we just covered. So hopefully, I know I'm speaking quickly, I think, so I hope, and that was a lot of information, so I'm hoping people. Oh, okay, sorry, I just got a reminder that, again, we'll be using the registry to accept your flu prebook. So this year we will not be accepting faxed orders. So please log on, try the registry. If you run into difficulty, give us a call and we'll try to walk you through it.
Thank you, Heather. You answered my first question that I saw that came through the chat box. Was submission via HIR the only way to order the flu vaccine this year?
Yeah, we'd like to give it a good try. We put a lot of effort into creating this module in the registry, so we'd really, really like to give it a go.
Okay. The next question that I have coming through the chat box is, how early do you think the flu vaccine will be shipped?
Sorry, we haven't received any indication from the CDC yet when vaccine will be available. So typically, I believe, well, in years past, usually August or so, August, September. Yeah. Sorry, no info at this time.
Okay. For those that joined us a little bit later into the session. If you could please type your questions into the chat box, either to everyone or to the host privately, then I can ask them to Heather. The next question is, can I place an additional flu order after my total initial order has been filled?
Yes, providers are welcome to place additional orders if they need more flu vaccine. Just again, remember we're going to be using the Managed Flu Prebook to fulfill the flu orders. So you won't see the vaccine listed with all of the other VFC vaccines in the Manage Order functionality.
Two individuals have the same question. They're asking, when do we start pre-booking? Is pre-book available now?
The answer is yes. So if you log on to the immunization registry and you click on Flu Prebook, you will be able to place your orders already.
How about, is there a deadline to order or to make changes?
Right now, we have no deadline. So please just go ahead, place your orders. The sooner the better. As once vaccine is released, we'd like to be able to get the flu vaccine out to you. If we don't have your order, we won't be able to send you any vaccine. So again, just get your orders in as soon as you can, so that when vaccine becomes available from the CDC, we can be sure to send you doses. Okay. Yeah. I'm reminded to mention, too, that as long as that status link is pending, you will be able to edit your amounts. So you can go in if you realize, hey, oops, I switched the 0.25 ml syringes and the multi-dose vials. You can change your amounts and submit that amended request.
I have two more. Bunch of questions coming in.
Okay.
If we use the HIR for documentation of vaccine administration, do we still need to submit the hard copy to the DOH of the vaccine administration forms?
Actually, we do. I think the immunization registry folks do have a data quality assurance process that they use to ensure that the data coming in through the registry matches the VAVR submissions. So I think until you've been cleared by the Hawaii Immunization Registry staff to stop sending in VAVRs, then yes, you would need to do both.
Okay. Back to the pre-ordering. Is there a specific amount of time? Is there a specific amount of times that we can pre-order?
No, there's no specific amount of times that you can pre-order. We hope that you would provide a good estimate in your initial pre-book. We ask that you do provide us with the number of doses that you think you'll need for the whole season. So typically providers, once vaccine arrives, I don't think we see second requests usually until later in the season. Yeah, November, December or so.
I just want to put a request out to all participants. If you could please ensure that your microphones are on mute, just to reduce any background noise. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. An individual would like to know if they can, is it possible for providers to get a report of last year's dosages or usage, and how they could go about doing that, if that's possible?
Yeah, I think, I'm sorry, I'm conferring with staff here, but unfortunately, no. We would ask that providers that are interested give us a call, and we can probably work one by one to provide you with your information. Beginning next year, though, you'll be able to print or run that fulfillment report where you could see your doses that you've received for this coming season.
A couple more questions here. What's the troubleshoot call-in number? So we have the immunization mainline number is 808-586-8300. And Heather, do you know I don't have the toll-free number memorized.
Sure. Yeah, the toll-free line is 1-800-933-4832. Actually, I have that on my next slide, so I'll just advance.
That is convenient.
There's our contact information.
Okay. How are we on time? There is a few more questions here. Are we still okay on time?
I think we have about 4 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see. Where was I in this queue? Forgive me if I already asked this one. Do we need to do a vaccine inventory the day we place a flu pre-book? No, I didn't ask that yet.
No,
do we need
and
to
that's
do a vaccine inventory?
That's a great question because that's one of the features we really like about our flu pre-book. You don't need to do an inventory before you place a flu vaccine order. You can go straight to the Manage Flu Pre-book functionality and place your order.
Another participant's asking if we already went over returns and wastage. No, we didn't. That is our next session that we're going to exit out of this one and into that one in the next few moments. I am reviewing the queue of questions in the chat box. I think I may have gone over all of them. Please, if there's any questions that I've missed, I'm sorry, please type them into the chat box so that I can ask Heather your question. Heather, I think I've gone through them all.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to remind folks, too, that we will be posting the slide set onto the DOH website, and I think it'll take a little while for the archived webinar to be posted, but that will be available as well in case there are any staff that you know that weren't able to make it to today's session. Yeah. Okay. So are we ready to move on to the next session? Okay, well, thank you very much for your participation today in our Influenza Prebook webinar. We're going to have a brief intermission while we prepare for the VFC Returns and Wastage webinar. So we're going to ask you to log out now and use the link that you received via email to log into the VFC Returns and Wastage webinar. The URL for the Returns and Wastage webinar is quite long, so please, I think it would be easier if you use your email link. So thank you.